Hello and welcome to episode number 5 of the Brew by J podcast. I believe it's number 5. It may be the fourth episode, so maybe this is going to be something that I'll have to look back on and edit out once I'm done recording. And I guess I'll have a small laugh at my own self. But today I want to discuss people in specialty coffee and just people in general in terms of, especially for those that are ambitious, especially for those that are growing, especially for those that are just now entering the specialty coffee industry and want to either develop new connections or make a name for themselves, because it's incredibly challenging, it's incredibly difficult. As of right now, SCAJ is going on, and there's a ton of cool people gathered all together at Tokyo Big Sites. I was there last year to watch Wataru compete in the Japanese Brewers Cup Finals using the UFO dripper yet again, which was incredibly humbling and just amazing and inspiring to see. But nonetheless, yeah, I want to talk about people, relationships, connections, and how we sort of navigate this world of specialty coffee industry, because it feels like everyone knows each other and it feels like everyone knows things about people that perhaps are details or pieces of information that should be kept private. And right now we're doing this fun thing where I'm also live on Instagram. And so you may see me checking over at the phone here and there and seeing who is maybe asking questions. And if there are any questions, then I'm going to try to answer some of those questions in this podcast session as well. So, why do I want to talk about people? Well, I think that the biggest joys in my specialty coffee journey has come from people, and also some of the worst moments in my specialty coffee career have also come from people. People are going to be the greatest drivers for your mission. Then they're also going to be the harshest critics, and they're gonna hate on the thing that you're trying to do. They're going to try to bring you down. They are going to try to make sure that you don't get to wherever it is that you are trying to get to, for many different reasons. But I think that one of the biggest reasons is jealousy, envy, or sometimes this is quite possibly the worst one, just straight up hatred without any form of reason, at least without any reason that can be validated. And I've experienced it myself. I've seen and caught myself feeling those forms of jealousy and envy at times. But I think the biggest takeaway from my nearly 2 years of working in the specialty coffee industry, which is a very, very short period of time, but it has been a very, very punchy one, if I may say so myself. It's been a very compact and concentrated 2 years, is that not everybody you start with can cross the finish line with you. Not everyone that you start with can continue to go with you. And that's perfectly fine. That there are temporary people, that there are people that are going to be of value to you during a period of time, and then they may just move on. And that's perfectly fine and normal. And that, if anything, we should cherish those moments, that we should cherish the fact that those relationships are temporary, because who knows, maybe people that were there for you on year one wouldn't have been much use to you at year two, or maybe they would have been far more valued elsewhere. And so a lot of the things that happen, especially when it comes to relationships and people, just kind of happen naturally. And we don't know where things are going to lead us, but we know where we want to go. And so we keep our heads down and continue to work hard. But for those that are ambitious, it can be incredibly challenging because at first, when you don't really have enough, or when you really haven't done enough to the point where you can be invited to certain things, or you can have a say or an opinion that actually plays a role in decision making in some sense, you can feel like you don't exist. You can feel like the ideas that you have and the opinions that you have and the things that you have to offer are useless. And it's quite possibly one of the worst feelings. And I think that the greatest way for you to make connections and the greatest way for you to meet people that you wish to meet is not to go out there and shake hands, but to work in silence for long enough to the point where you're just valued, where you are just seen, where it is impossible to deny whatever it is that you are, whoever it is that you are, because the values that you have to provide are so great. And so that's what I tell people is to continue to just keep your head down and work hard in silence. Sometimes not in silence, because if you're trying to build a personal brand, for instance, silence is going to be the thing that destroys you. Silence is going to be the things that kills thing is going to be the thing that kills you. Because if nobody knows who you are, then there is no brand. It's really, really interesting, the coffee industry, especially because of how large it seems, but really of how small it is and how intricately this industry is being held together, when sometimes it just feels like it all could fall apart so quickly, because there are so many different sides, there are so many different cult like divisions, and I feel I'm experiencing a lot of those divisions here in Korea at the moment. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. Even in the most neutral positions, at least I think that I put myself in neutral positions, I feel like I am now something that needs to be politicized. And I feel like there are multiple sides that try to tell a different story, and tell a different narrative about what it is that I'm doing. And so navigating that and holding true to your own mission can be incredibly challenging. It can be incredibly tough. But the thing is, you're either built to do it, or you make yourself that person to do it, or you give up. There is no alternative. There's no alternative. Even in the most complex situations, even in the most complex relationships, even in the most complex industries, you have to find a way for you to navigate in this world. You have to find a way for you to provide value in this world. And it's so cool to see baristas and just people in general that have reached out to me in the past looking for advice and looking for tips and suggestions, and them going out there and just actually absolutely smashing it. I see people out there. I see people out there that are creating value. I see people that are out there that are hustling. I see people that are out there that are working hard, even when they're not being recognized. And I think that's one of the most important things is to first establish what is it that you're looking for? What is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to have? Is it fame in the specialty coffee industry, or is it a stable job? What is it? What is it? And then in that journey, you're going to meet so many different people. You're going to be that person that's on the come up. You're going to be that person. You're going to be that underdog for a while. Matter of fact, I would say 99%. stay an underdog for the rest of their lives. And really, only 1% get to come up to the surface and experience what it is like to be in a position where what you say matters and what you say has weight. And those people, more often than not, are the people that holds themselves the most accountable, that continue to ask themselves what it really is, what it truly means to be an advocate for a specialty coffee. Because no matter what it is that you're doing, our job as specialty coffee industry workers is to be as good an advocate for specialty coffee as we can. Some do it through equipment, some do it through a cafe, some do it through creating content on YouTube, some do it through creating content on Instagram, some do it to, I don't know, some do it. There's so many different ways that you can do that through. But it's incredibly important that we stay grounded in the core mission, which is to be an advocate for specialty coffee. And for me, just as much as I myself as an entrepreneur have to take a look at the P&L sheets and do the boring work, in the end, I am choosing to be a part of this industry. You are choosing to be a part of this industry. And if you are choosing to be a part of this industry, that represents so little of the entire coffee pie because we just so happen to be people that care about quality and taste and more importantly and most importantly just people. Choosing specialty coffee isn't just choosing 80 plus points of coffees. Choosing specialty coffee is choosing people. Choosing specialty coffee is giving people life. Whether you know it or not, every dollar you spend in specialty coffee is giving life to someone somewhere in this world. Commodity coffee can't do that. Commodity coffee cannot say that they give life, but we can, as specialty coffee industry workers and as specialty coffee enjoyers. And it's so interesting how everyone works together for the sole mission of specialty coffee being more accessible. But I've seen business owners that I respect. I've seen business owners that I've personally worked with in the past go from someone that loved specialty coffee to someone that despises specialty coffee because it is incredibly challenging. It is incredibly challenging for you to love specialty coffee and at the same time make a good living off of it. It really is. It really is. Starting a cafe that sells strictly specialty coffee is quite possibly the easiest way to turn $100,000 into zero. More often than not, negative $100,000. It's soul crushing, it's incredibly difficult, but we do it for the love of specialty coffee. But in doing so, we often hurt each other. Sometimes intentionally, sometimes not so intentionally, sometimes through miscommunication, sometimes through misunderstandings, sometimes through just not being the right person for each other. And it's sad. It's sad. Even in the past 2 years, I've lost many friends. I've lost people that I care for. I lost people that I once considered to be someone that I looked up to. But that's just the nature of life. And that's not just in specialty coffee. It's in all things life. Is we hurt each other and we disappoint each other. We do that every single day. And so that's really why it's so incredibly important for you to question your own motives and question your own self and behind every decision you make. And even if something you believe in so deeply, even if it is something that you believe in so deeply, if people are criticizing you, if people are questioning you, then it's good to question your own self on even that thing. With ego aside, the bigger we get, so do our egos. And the bigger the egos, the easier it is to collide. And when two egos collide, nothing good happens. Nothing good comes out of this. And so, this is something that I wanted to touch on, is that nothing good comes out of two egos that clash. Another thing too is that there are going to be people that cheer you on. There are going to be people that support you. It's not all just negative things. Just as much as I've lost so-called friends or so-called mentors or idols that I've had. I shouldn't say idols. Yeah, I shouldn't say idols, but just as much as just as many friends I've lost, I've gained tenfold more. Actually, I'm not sure I can call them friends. More because we should normalize just regular labeling. If they're just acquaintances, then just call them what they are, acquaintances. They may not be your friend. They may just be your acquaintance, and that's perfectly fine. And right now, I'm actually wearing a John Small. Right now, I'm wearing a John Small Rose Tray shirt. There are some people that are in my life that I truly wish nothing but the best for. And right now, today, John is one of those guys for me. I have a few other friends that I feel this way for. For instance, Kyle Ramage of Black and White Roasters is one of them. Jesse Gordon over at Counterculture Coffee is one of them. Dorian Wright over at Black and White is one of them. I have these friends that I wish absolutely nothing but the best for. And it excites me. It genuinely excites me to see them crush. And you know what's funny is I get criticized for me supporting certain brands. I get criticized for you get in specialty coffee. You will become criticized for breathing. Somebody will be out there that's going to make fun of you for the way you breathe, for the way you laugh. And so a bit of a thick skin is a requirement in order for you to continue to be public in specialty coffee, no matter how small or how big. But I also have friends that genuinely root for me, friends that genuinely wish success on me. And those are the friends whom I wish to continue to keep around in my life. Those are the friends that I wish to continue to wish nothing but the best for. And that is going to conclude a little bit of this short rant, I guess, slash discussion about people. And that concludes this episode number 5. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see y'all next time. Deuces.